By Road or by Air by Nathaniel Nicholas. Pilot's consideration for trips. If the trip the company is going on would be better suited by traveling on the road via a car or by scheduled airline travel, what would be the decision? I think there are a few situations that might make more sense traveling by driving to the destination or by airline travel. This would include 1. The trip not being financially adequate to take the company aircraft. 2. The need to have a car prolonged at the destination. 3. The weather is not suited to take the company aircraft. And 4. The number of individuals going on the trip or needed at the destination. The decision to make this call comes with many factors: pilots, accounting, and overall company need. The trip not being financially adequate to take the company aircraft. When the trip is short and not a long journey, it would make sense taking company aircraft, just drive there. For instances, if the trip maybe is only 100 miles away or less than that, it would make sense just to drive a car instead of flying an aircraft and spending more money on basic maintenance and everything with the company aircraft. If the flight from one destination to another could be supplemented with the option of traveling by an airline operated flight, it could make sense cutting down on the overall cost of the company aircraft. For instance, if you're flying from one destination to another and only one person is going, say just the CEO, maybe it'd make more sense just to fly via the airline if it's a direct flight. On the contrary, one might say the company aircraft was purchased to save money, and using airline and road travel to either fly or drive to a destination limits the company's aircraft purpose. This is true, but the big case here is if you're able to save money and cut down on maintenance costs with the aircraft, driving to a destination, especially if it's just a short little drive or one person going somewhere, can take an airline travel. Would make more sense cutting down on cost. Number 2, the need to have a car prolonged at the destination. In cases with prolonged stay needed to be at a location for long periods of time, it might make sense to travel by road and have a company car there for ease of need to rent a car and the accessibility of having a company car as well. On the counter, one might say traveling by flying either the company aircraft or by an airline and dropping people off might be a better situation in renting a car. So one thing I have here is if you're going to the destination, you're going to be there for multiple days or weeks, it might be better just to drive there. 1, because you have a company car there and you're not spending a bunch of money renting a car. And also, if you need to basically say we're going to one of these mines and we need to take a bunch of samples back or whatnot, or we need to transport one equipment to another mine, then having a car would be a much better option. 2, the weather is not suited to take the company aircraft. This is the big one for me. If the destination weather is not great and it could possibly harm the company aircraft or people trying to land in unfavorable conditions, it would make more sense to take a different approach, either going to buy a ticket at the airlines or driving to the destination. Potential additional costs due to weather or diversions could be de-icing an aircraft, having to get de-iced due to ice building up on the wings prior to takeoff. Additional fuel for diverting if the weather's not good at the destination and we need to divert to an airport close by. Additional costs there as well. Or reroutes. If there's a lot of weather, ATC might reroute us. Also, the diversion could result in overnight due to weather. This is another possibility, an extended stay due to basically the weather not being good enough for the company aircraft to either get in or out. One might say fly to a nearby airport and drive rest of the way there. Although this might be an option, it still leaves the possibility of extra cost and a possible overnight if the weather turns for the worse. Basically, if the weather's not very good and it could potentially damage the aircraft or harm people getting in there, it probably isn't wise to take that company aircraft. And if an airline is able to get there safely and efficiently versus the company aircraft, it would make more sense to get there via the airline or just driving the car in general. Finally, the number of individuals going on the trip or needed at the destination. If the number of individuals that are needed at the location is greater than the aircraft capacity, then the cost of transport would favor driving or traveling by airline travel. The cost of flying to and from multiple times could easily be triple the amount it would take by just buy tickets or drive there. Although the one argument that could be a shifting factor is the need to have the individuals there at a certain time, or if the airline has limited seats or just a sold out flight. Still, driving takes a long time on some trips. The need to be there quick could justify flying the company aircraft. Sure, if we need to be there right away and we need to take a bunch of people, I can understand shuttling people on the company aircraft. But if we have like 30 or 40 employees that need to go there, say to start a new mine or do books on a new mine or audit something, it might make more sense just having everybody drive there or having everybody just fly via a scheduled airline service. These are a few reasons that would make sense to consider flying at the airlines or by traveling by car, and the decision ultimately rests on everybody. Everybody in the company needs to put in their pretty much thought and pretty much exercise a decision on if it's better just to drive or to take the company aircraft. And these are a few reasons. Thank you.